G'day folks, it's the Aussie Traveler here, and Cookie the Kookaburra. A lot of people have been asking about him. Look, it's the 26th of October, and already those big announcements are starting to come out, as we predicted, 2 months ago, and especially a couple of shows ago when I started to mention that all this was starting to open up. And I know you haters didn't like that, but look, it is happening, and it's getting momentum now. So let's have a look what's happening. Well, especially if you're Australian and you're trying to get out of Australia and trying to get into our Bali or Indonesia. And, 3 or 4 months ago, it was like not going to happen for the year 2023, according to some people. But look, it really has taken a big turn. And we did mention this a while ago. I just said to you, please be patient. I knew what was going on in the background, but we just couldn't mention it. But now it's starting to get, motion, and things are really, really happening. Indonesia has opened up to those 6 or so countries now, and I think it's up to like 12 invited countries now that can come in on that corridor system. Google those countries if you like. But the big one for us, for me being Australian, was the international travel for us. It's been a no-no. Scott Morrison last month said that it's going to start to happen, but Indonesia wasn't on that list. But I kind of knew that they were talking between the two countries with my two contacts, both in Indonesia and Australia. I knew it was happening, but I couldn't mention it. Sorry, it's very muggy here today in Brisbane, Australia. But, we kind of knew it was happening. And we did make that quite clear several shows ago. And I know you haters didn't like that and you were saying it's not going to happen. Well, it is happening. And now they were saying, March, and then it's dropped down to, Christmas. Well, now it's even dropping down even further. We may even get a tourist visa into Bali as soon as November. You heard it here, folks. November. We may be able to start traveling to Indonesia or Bali on a tourist visa come November. I know you people won't like that, you haters, but it is liking that's going to happen. Now, speaking to the media in Qantas Airlines, they've got flights allocated already. We've made this kind of clear already. Well, now it's getting more and more, it's getting more and more accurate. Every time I talk to them, they're saying, Russ, be careful. We can't say too much, but you're on the right track. So it's going to happen. We're going to get flights out of Australia into Indonesia, maybe Denpasar. Didn't hear that from me though, folks. Maybe into Denpasar as soon as around November. The other thing is Western Australia. What's going on there? Well, we already know that Queensland and Western Australia can already start to transfer. Has that actually happened yet? Oops. I think you find that might happen over the next few days. You didn't hear that, folks? But Western Australia and Queensland are going to start that bubble thing up. Anyway, beyond that. But Western Australia is starting to relax, and they will do. Give them a little bit of time, and they may come through with the goods. There's a lot of people in Western Australia that really want to get over into Indonesia. And I know you do, and you send me lots of mail and things, and I just can't answer your questions sometimes. But look, all I can say is Western Australia, just be patient. You may end up being the first ones out of the country. Look, I don't know. But still, be patient. But for Sydney, Queensland, definitely, it's looking more and more positive that to travel to Indonesia on that tourism visa, and we're not 100% sure yet about the quarantine yet. Now there's something going on in the background there, a bit of an agreement that's happening between the two countries, and I know that the two leaders, not just the Ministry of Tourism, but the two leaders are talking. So let's hope, fingers crossed, that will be released early next month. And I think it may be. So just be a little patient. because there may be some super duper news coming out about that, and that is that bubble system or that corridor system between Australia and Indonesia. Now this one could be special, so please be patient. Again, I can't quote because it actually hasn't been documented yet. It is talked about there. I have spoken to the Premier's office, and I have spoken to the equivalent of the Premier's office in Indonesia, and they're both saying the same thing. Now, how about this? There hasn't been a lot of bookings at the moment into Indonesia, but I spoke to the Hoteliers Association in Indonesia, and they are saying that November they're getting record bookings. This is promising. I also, as I mentioned the last couple of shows ago, I also mentioned that I was speaking to those online booking agencies. Well, one of them got back to me, and they said they are getting 20,000 inquiries per day about Indonesia, Bali. 20,000 inquiries per day. With inquiries, that's people looking on the computer, looking at dates, looking at times, looking at prices, looking at locations on one of those very, very popular online booking agencies for hotels and things. 20,000 looks or inquiries per day. 3 months ago, they got like 500. Now it's 20,000 per day. Here's another one. Tourism or travel agencies, like I said a couple of shows ago, have been looking at it, and they've been putting packages together, but they hadn't released them. Well, if you start looking now, you'll start to see some of those travel packages being put together. There you go, folks. So they've been working hard in the background as well. Travel agencies, especially here in Australia, are starting to put packages together. They wouldn't be doing that, folks, if they didn't have something or didn't have the knowledge that something is going to happen. It's happening, and it's going to happen sooner than later. That's it for me today, folks. I'm sorry it's not a lot of news, but for me and Cookie, it's the end for today. Thanks for your comments. Please keep them coming, and please send those pictures as well. Someone's been sending me some few pictures of some old time pictures that they used to take pictures of back when they used to first start going into Bali, and that was something like the 70s and early 80s. If you've got some of those pictures and you'd like to share them with me. I'd love to have a look at them, and maybe later I can put a big show together and show you all these pictures of what it used to be like back in the day. So I'm very excited to do that. So please, if you do have some pictures and you don't mind sharing them, I'd like to see them. That'd be fantastic. Look, thanks a lot to Harry as well. He's been putting up a lot of your questions. He's been answering a lot, he says. He's very happy to do that. He loves answering those questions. He's got quite a team there, both in Jakarta and Bali. He said to me, Russ, I don't mind answering these questions. They're pretty basic. Everyone pretty much knows these questions, but people just like to have certainty, I guess. He is very qualified. He is legal. He's registered. He has insurance. He has all that whatnot. So give him, send him a message if you like. I'll leave his WhatsApp information number down below, and also his company down below as well if you want to contact him. That would be nice. So yeah, good on you, Harry. Thanks for putting up. I've put a lot of work onto him lately. I think he's scratching his head going, what the? But anyway, that's what it's all about, looking after each other. Oh, another thing, some very, very good friends of mine there in Indonesia, especially Bali, around that Kuta area, they're saying that a lot of those lanes now are starting to already fill up their little shops. There's one chap, a friend of mine, he rides from one end to the other end, and he's been doing that, almost every day for a year. He's starting to notice now that some of those little shops, there's activity going on there. So whether they're cleaning them out or painting them or making them look presentable or something, some are also starting to stock them out with their stock and things. So that's also very promising. Even the locals are starting to come on board. This is all getting exciting. So the glass is definitely half full. Thanks for your time on The Aussie Traveller. Catch you on the next one.